Hi guys, Alice Taylor here. Today we're going to do a little comparison video to give you an idea as to whether you should be looking at long irons or hybrids in your bag. So I get asked a huge amount, particularly in fittings, as to when guys get to a certain number in their bag, whether they benefit more from continuing with the long irons or moving into the hybrids. So I'm going to, particularly based around my game, I'm going to hit 5 real balls on flight scope with my 3-iron and with a 3 hybrid. We're going to look at the results, see for me which one performs the best, talk about which one's in my bag, why it's in my bag, and then talk about why you guys might make the same decision or possibly be a little different for myself. So I'm going to hit the 3-iron first. Now I've got this 1/2 inch longer than I would normally have it and bent down a degree, but my 3-iron is my Vaporfly Pro, so it's a hollow design, a little bit easier to hit than a lot of 3-irons out there, and kind of gives me that ability to hit it up in the air if I need to, but gives me some nice versatility. So normalized data, so even though it's pretty nice down here today, there's no wind or any elements involved in these shots. Straight off, good strike. Not a huge amount of shape on this. And what I'm going to do is, a few of the guys have said that they've noticed whichever club I hit second seems to come out on top. So I'm going to alternate shots from 3-iron to hybrid. So the hybrid is the Vaporfly, 20 degree, stiff shaft. So obviously much different looking head, much more mass behind the ball. Centre of gravity should be a little bit lower in this and further back. And certainly for me, a higher shot with the hybrid. Didn't look massively different in where they pitched, but I'm going to alternate between, and as I hit the shots, kind of talk to you through my ideas, pros and cons with both. So I've always grown up liking the look of long irons. Really solid, but I've often felt with not playing a lot, maybe the consistency level with some of the long irons in the past hasn't been great for me, which is where I have in the past, certainly up until the last couple of seasons, tended to go for hybrids or more lofted fairways. I felt a little bit heely. And certainly I would expect the hybrid to be a bit more forgiving, even though my 3-iron is very, very forgiving. But what I like with 3-iron is, I think particularly for tee shots, it gives me the opportunity to control the trajectory a little bit more on the shots, and gives me probably more versatility in the shots I'm hitting. Yeah, another really good strike. I think the one negative with a 3-iron in my bag is when I miss fairways, which obviously I don't do very often, but if I do miss fairways and the ball's in that slightly longer grass, I don't feel the 3-iron, I can get the ball up in the air quick enough to get it out of there, which is definitely where a hybrid would be an advantage for me. And again, definitely looks higher, and I would expect then a slightly softer landing shot. Again, we'll move into a positive for the 3-iron in the bag for me, would be that not just trajectory control, I feel I don't shape the ball as much with 3-iron. Hit it fairly straight, maybe a little draw. But I've always felt with hybrid, I can hit it left. Whether that's because the lie angles aren't as adjustable, or maybe that's just a mental thing with me. It's something a lot of good players, and certainly far better players than myself, make that comment, that just feels like I could hit it left a bit more easily with this club. And I would say certainly, am I making the exact same swing? Maybe not, but fairly close. Feel I shape it more with the hybrid than I do with the 3-iron. But certainly so far the shots, distance-wise, haven't looked much different. We'll tell when we look on flight scope in a minute. That's just really, really solid. And let's go one final one with hybrid before we look at some results. Okay, great. So guys, 5 shots there, probably overall struck the 3-iron consistently better. I think there was 4 good ones with this and 1 little bit heely. 5 very solid ones with the 3-iron. But let's look at the numbers and let's compare how 3-iron or 3 hybrid compete with each other and which one should be in my bag. Okay then guys, so we can see the 3 hybrid just over half a club longer at 209 carry compared to 202. Do swing the hybrid a little bit quicker with it being graphite shaft, but didn't really see loads more ball speed. So certainly for me, the shorter shaft of the long iron, I strike a little bit better. Do hit the long iron a little bit lower though. So if I was hitting a lot of par 3s at that length, the hybrid would be a good option. But certainly for how I see 3-iron being in my bag, hitting it off the tee, getting a bit more positional playing control and trajectory, 3-iron certainly just performs that little bit better for me. One of the big areas as well for me with having the long iron over the hybrid is I do feel I'm a little bit more accurate with the long iron, certainly with the 3-iron over the 3 hybrid. And we can see the blue group in there is with the 3-iron compared to the red with the hybrid. Both decent grouping, but certainly a much tighter dispersion with the long iron over the hybrid. Okay then guys, so we've looked at the numbers and we can see, you know, very, very similar. I mean, certainly the hybrid hits it higher, hits it that little bit further. Therefore, in theory, that could offer that little bit more for me. But like I said, I just feel the grouping with the consistency with the hybrid isn't quite there. I think I could quite easily swap one between the other. For me at the moment, if you've watched my What's in the Bag video, you'll know the 3-iron is in the bag. And it's definitely a feel thing for me. It feels like this is the club that does more for me. I don't want a club in my bag that is a little bit one-dimensional in what I can do. I feel I can hit it high if I need to with this, and I can hit it really low and kind of chase it if I need. I don't feel the hybrid gives me that. So just for me, the hybrid would miss out at the moment. The 3-iron would be in the bag. It is important though, guys, when you get fitted, that obviously you get fitted around a 7-iron, that you look if you can at hitting some hybrids and if there's the opportunity of hitting some long irons, to see on a launch monitor how it flies. Does it go further than in a 3-iron? Further than 4-iron? A lot of guys I see kind of don't hit 5-iron, 4-iron and 3-iron any further than they hit 6-iron. So they become pointless clubs in the bag. But make sure you've got however many clubs, up to 14 in your bag, that do different jobs. And if they can, do some of them give you that little bit more versatility. So like I said, the 3-iron is in the bag for me this year. Easy to hit, love the look of it. And it does what I need it to do in the bag. As ever guys, thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Like and share it if you've enjoyed it. Leave any comments below. Let me know what's in your bag. What's the longest iron? Are you a hybrid fan, or have you recently been converted into hybrids? Do you prefer lofted fairway woods? Do you prefer the extra length of the shaft and the bigger head of the fairway woods? But let me know what's in your bag and let me know what kind of difference it's made to your golf game. Because you know, the reason I do these videos and all the other guys that I know that do the videos, we do this stuff to help you guys play better and enjoy the game more. If you don't subscribe to the channel, guys, please do. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.